All right, we're ready to go to the next stage. The next stage, we want to go to project selections. So click on this button and select any project that you've got in process right now.
So Amos, right now with that drop-down menu, it just says project 1, project 2, project 3, and so on. As you go to those pages, you can name them with the name of a project. So when you begin, just select project 1.
Okay.
Another way you can get there is to go to the summary of projects, the button below, and from that summary, you can go to any project as well.
Well, let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go to summary of projects. And it takes you right to the summary. Okay. So we go back to project selection, select project 1, and it takes you straight to this page. All right, first thing first, let's where you see in here customer name, project 1. The first thing we want to do is see if you have any project that you're working on, you want to import it in here. So for exercise purposes, we're going to import a project that we've created within Isaac. So Don, why don't you walk us into it?
Okay, let's just back up a little bit and talk about how Isaac creates a project. In Isaac estimating, if you created an estimate and that estimate is accepted, then in Isaac there's a button that says, turn this estimate into a project. Once it becomes a project, it's yours to work on, and you will need to do WiP adjustments on it. So up top, there's a blue button that says, insert a current project from Isaac. If I press on it, all of your projects will be listed here. We've only got 2. So I'm going to import North Shore Strip Mall. I select, and the screen goes blank because right now what it's doing is it's opening North Shore Strip Mall and it's importing all of the data from it into WiP.
There you go, Smith Development.
So the customer is J. Smith Developments.
And the project number is 569 on the left side.
That's right, yeah.
Now, why is there no information on address, city, and zip?
Well, because we didn't fill that in when we
in the estimate.
And when we created the project, we didn't fill in the address city. If we had, it would show up there.
So you can see in here, there's your project number, and that was determined at Isaac Estimating when you converted the estimate into a contract, into a project, as Don calls it. Now, that's the date of the contract when you signed the contract, the amount of the contract, the initial contract, your estimated cost, your overhead recovery based on, again, when you go to the estimating, you're going to determine you're going to predetermine what your overhead costs are, what percentage of your overhead, and that will import the number into the work in progress. It will also import the net profit that you allowed for this project. All right, so you can see all of the information that are relevant to your project. Again, contract amount, estimated cost, overhead coverage, and profit. All right, now we are going to enter a date for work in progress. Typically, you should do that before you create your progress billing. In construction, the standard date for progress billing is between the 25th and 28th of the month. So we are in December as we are talking, so let's say that this is December 9th, December 3rd, we just started the project. We have our first progress draw, and we are submitting it on Monday the 30th. Now, what you need to list in here is any change orders that you've got. So for this exercise, we're going to list a couple of change orders. Okay, so enter change order number 1. Let's just enter a random amount, say $3,500, and your costs happen to be $1,800. I'm just using random numbers in here, just as a sample. Okay, change order number 2, $2,200, and your cost is $1,500. All right, that's enough for now. Now you see what happens in here. Your change order numbers have been added. Your costs have been added as well, and the contract amount has been revised. All right, once you've done that, now the next number you need is to insert is your cost to date. this will come from your job costing in your accounting. You need to get the accurate number, and that means that all your payables have to be entered before you enter that number in here. So let's say your cost to date are $135,000. You see in here that it's calculated you're about 49% complete. Your contract value to date is $196,000. And what that means is the cost plus you earned overhead and profit. See, it calculates, because you have 48 and 74% or 49% in here as completed costs, you only earned 49% of the overhead and the profit. Anything you bill over that will become an overbilling. All right. So since this is the first invoice, let's just, for all intents and purposes, let's say that you invoiced it, you rounded it off and you invoiced it at $200,000. The date this is invoice is the 30th. And one other number you need to enter in here is the holdback. Assuming you don't have a holdback on a project, you put 0. If you have a holdback, enter the percentage in here. For these purposes, we'll deal with it as if there was no holdback. All right? So what you've got in here is your progress bill should be $202,000. You can see in here that we're $3,937.46 overbilled. In the following month, you do exactly the same thing. Now, let's see what happens. We're in January. What you need to enter in here are any new change orders. Don't make the mistake of repeating these in here because that will increase your contract unnecessarily. So what we want to do in here is add any new change orders. Let's assume there are no new change orders for these purposes. But if there are any, you just list them the same as we did in here. All right, you accumulated cost to date, let's say $250,000. You're nearing the end of the project. You're 90% invoiced, or 90% completed, I should say. Okay, and you're invoicing this, and you're actually invoicing close to that. Let's say that you're invoicing $164,000. All right, the date of the invoice is the January 30th, and you can see that your invoice should be $38,000. Your overbilling is $921. So that's the way you do it. I mean, this goes on and on and on. If your project happens to be 2 years long, just keep on building in here. If it's only 2-3 months long, again, you do 2-3 months. And you do the same thing for different projects. Each project will have its own name. Now, if I want to save this to a project, then what happens? How do we move from here?
Okay, so you keep entering, as Amos said, all the billing you did for that month. When you've finished entering, you can go back to the home page and you can save your work.
Thanks, Dan, for explaining this. We will stop here and get ready for the next phase.